time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the first federal program. Hosts may have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
Yes, indeed, it is a beautiful Friday morning, 52 degrees on February 9th. That is crazy to think about, Tanner.
Yes, morning, Paul.
Good
nice
morning.
to get that light coat out this morning. I didn't have to get the heavy coat out.
You know, I love that we're celebrating the anniversary of this show all year long, and I love getting bank members in here when we hear Dick's voice, because they're always thrown back for a second, and I saw our guest today do the same thing.
yes, it is fun to watch. Always good to start Friday morning off with hearing Dick's voice from the past radio shows. Like I said, it's beautiful Friday morning. The sun's trying to come out up there a little bit, peeking through the clouds. But like I said, these temperatures, I've been enjoying these warmer temperatures the last 2 days.
I have too. It just concerns me because boys sectional's coming up, so I've got a feeling we're going to be in for something big then.
You kind of hinted at that last week. Usually, more times than not, something. Unfortunately, you know, we're still in early February. It's February 9th. I guess we're getting towards the middle. We're not done with winter yet. No. It's gonna have another nice storm or two, I'm sure, at some point. But take these temperatures while we can get them.
Exactly.
And I know it's supposed to get cooler this weekend. So.
I'm just also hoping that, being 52 on February 9th doesn't mean we're going to be spending a lot of time in triple digits this summer.
Well, it's hard telling. I don't know. We'll take what we can get.
Yes.
But, we have one of our experienced Mortgage Loan Originators on with us this morning, Ben Daulton. We'll be talking with him later on in the program. Big event going on this weekend.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 58 is on Sunday.
The Taylor Bowl is what people are calling it.
The Taylor Bowl, I've heard a lot of different names for it. So that brings me to my trivia question this morning.
Oh, Lord.
In what city is Super Bowl 59 going to be held in next year? I'll give you 4 cities. Is it A, Atlanta, B, New Orleans, C, Santa Clara, or D, Los Angeles?
Can I phone a friend?
I don't care what you do.
we need to make this like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Lifelines,
options,
50-50, phone a friend.
Yeah.
Ask the audience.
Yeah.
But I will give you a hint that all 4 of these cities have previously hosted.
Okay. That didn't help me.
All right. Well, there's your hands. So I'll give you all program to think about that one.
Thanks.
Yes, Super Bowl 58 Sunday at 6:30 on CBS. Between the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers, AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. 49ers, as of right now, are 1.5-point favorites. This is a rematch from the Super Bowl back in 2020, right before the pandemic happened. If you recall, the 49ers were up 10 with about 8 minutes left, but the Kansas City Chiefs found a way to win that game, and that was their first Super Bowl victory. They've since been back to Super Bowl twice, winning another one.
Yeah.
So they're going for their 3rd and 4 years here. Should be a good game. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo will be on the call on CBS, like I said. So looking for a good one. The Broncos fan of me is definitely rooting for San Francisco over Kansas City.
Sure.
So, but looking forward to it.
I'm rooting for the commercials.
I hope they're good this year. It seems like every year they're getting kind of worse and worse.
I didn't enjoy last year's commercials.
I've already seen some teased. There's been some out there that I know State Farm doing with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've seen.
Yeah. I think I saw a Doritos one on TikTok.
Yeah, they usually have good ones. So
it's pretty funny.
So hopefully we'll get some good ones. But any go-to Super Bowl snacks or appetizers this year?
Nachos.
Nachos. It's always a good one.
Yeah, my wife makes a mean cheese dip, so
can't go wrong with that.
No. She's got to work, so I'll make that.
So you'll make that? All right.
I'm thinking wings.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Wings. Maybe pizza.
Yeah.
So pizza places, you better get your order in pretty early.
All day.
Pizza on Super Bowl Sunday. I've been burnt by that before in the past, where it's been a long wait. So, but Yeah, no, should be a good game. It'll be interesting to see how many times Miss Taylor Swift is shown or mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, local sports, still got some local sports going on, of course. Girls basketball regional action this weekend going on at Caston High School. So the Caston Lady Comets are looking to continue their great season. They host Bethany Christian. If they get by them, they will face the winner of Benton Central in Norwood.
All right.
So in Caston and Bethany Christian, they were supposed to play this year, and that game got canceled due to weather, I believe.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting, that match. I know, like I said, Caston's having a great season. Bethany Christian, I believe, is 18-6. This is a team that was the 180 state runner-up last year. So a lot of experience coming back with them.
Yeah.
So should be very exciting.
Yes.
And that's over at Caston, and WRI will have the call, as I understand it.
We will have that call.
So, what time's that at?
Yeah. Second game, so I think it's 7:30ish.
7:30ish.
I think.
Depending on how long the first game goes.
Yeah. Randy will yell at me if I'm wrong.
All right, fair enough. Better you than me.
Yeah.
Boys basketball action, Rochester's in action tonight, hosting TRC Faux Wabash. WRI, of course, on the call there as well. 6:30ish, 7-ish.
7-ish.
7-ish, all right. And then Tippecanoe Valley plays Knox tonight. So good luck to everybody in action there. And good luck to the 9 Rochester High School wrestlers that'll be competing in the semi-state tomorrow.
All right.
I can't give Coach Clint Gard and his whole coaching staff kudos enough. That is a program that year in, year out, are just pumping wrestlers deeper and deeper into the postseason. And that's been a continuous program that's had good results for years and years.
Yes.
I mean, I had that conversation with some of my friends the other day. I think Mr. Gard's right in there for the conversation of possibly the best coach in Rochester high school history. I mean, he's certainly put his name in the mix.
Yeah,
So,
I know wrestling didn't seem to matter too much until Mark got in. Now it
he's
seems
done a
like
good
we're
job.
talking about it all the time.
Nine boys go into the semi-state tomorrow up in East Chicago. That's impressive.
That is impressive.
And they've done great things with the girls program too.
Yes.
It's been a new program that's been founded the last couple of years. So good luck to all those 9 boys, and hopefully next week we're reporting on a good hopefully report on all 9 of them going to states. So yes. I got a lot of college basketball going on in the states of Indiana this weekend. Butler has a big game tomorrow at 2 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. They are hosting Providence. They are both 15-8. So right now, a lot of the analysts have Butler as one of the last 4 teams in the NCAA tournament. So they're right there on the right side of the bubble for now.
So Indiana have 2 teams in the tournament?
At least 2. I'll look for Indiana State.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really good right now.
I don't know about the
and you got to
teams,
watch out for smaller schools like Purdue Fort Wayne's having a pretty good season, but they have to win the conference tournament or they have no shot to get in. So
Bowie doing anything?
I don't think they're very good right now.
No.
Yeah, I think they're Evansville. I don't think it. Valparaiso.
Ball State.
Ball State's not having a good season. So we have a lot of college basketball programs in the state, but a lot of them are kind of
D1s.
having a tough season,
Yeah.
including Notre Dame, who is 7-16. They host Virginia Tech tomorrow at 6 o'clock on the CW. Virginia Tech's 13-9. And then the big one within the state, 21-2 Purdue hosts 14-9 IU tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Fox. So national spotlight on the game. That's the same exact channel and time I think the game was last year when Indiana went into Purdue and won. So from a Purdue fans' perspective, I'm hoping the seniors and the guys who were on the team last year kind of remember that pretty clearly this week and hopefully come out fired up, because Purdue has not played this week. They've had the week off. Indiana came from behind, 17-point deficit, came from behind and won at Ohio State earlier this week. So
I don't think you have a whole lot to worry about.
we'll see. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
It's a rivalry game.
It is.
You can throw out the books, but I've seen it get ugly on both sides of the fence there. So
Now, you go into that, or are you going to sit at home and watch?
I'm sitting at home watching this one. So tickets. That's the unfortunate thing with Purdue becoming as good as they've been the last few years. Tickets are becoming hard to get.
Yeah.
So unless you know somebody with season tickets and they're not going for whatever reason, they're pretty expensive on the secondary market out there, I think. Especially this game. This game was going secondary market for a stupid price.
Really?
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to watch that. Like I said, that game's at 8 o'clock on Fox tomorrow.
All right.
Got some tidbits here this morning, Paul. On this day, 1942, Daylight Savings Wartime, as it was called then, went into effect.
Okay.
Yes. We'll be talking about daylight savings in
Yeah.
a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe for the last time.
Fingers crossed.
On this day, 1964, the G.I. Joe character was created.
Hey.
It was an animated series, and then, of
Yeah.
course, the whole action figure toy line, which I think they're still making them today.
Yeah, not what they used to
Yeah,
be, but
sure.
they're still out there.
Okay. On this day, 1971, Satchel Paige became the first Negro League player elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was a legend that pitched for many, many years, up into his older age. And on this day, 1997, the Fox cartoon series The Simpsons aired its 167th episode, making it the longest-running animated series in cartoon history. Can you tell me how many episodes it's aired to date?
No.
760.
I would guess close to
And it's still going. It's still going. So,
Wow.
yeah. And a lot of times they predict the future. Somehow.
Yeah.
Or so the internet tells me.
Yeah. Can't believe everything you see on the
I
internet.
know it.
Abe Lincoln told me that.
Well, today's National Pizza Day.
Yeah.
That's
It
always
is.
a good day. So if you need an excuse to have a pizza on Friday, there's your
Yeah.
excuse. Tell them Tanner said it's National Pizza Day, so
Tanner
I can bring my diet today. It's National Read in the Bathtub Day.
Never done that.
Yeah, can't say I've ever partaken in that, but
No.
yeah, it's National Toothache Day. That's not a very fun one.
Why would you celebrate?
I don't know.
Toothache? I don't get that.
I don't. I mean, dentists might.
Yeah, Dennis is definitely going to.
It's a national day for everything.
Oh, there is. It's everything. I was
Yeah.
surprised there's only 3 today. Usually we have a whole list of them.
Oh, there's one.
No. Well, on my website, I got
Yeah.
there's only 3, but there's also national weeks anymore too.
Mhm.
There's the whole week.
Months and
Yeah, all kinds of
I
things.
was thumbing through TikTok yesterday, and there was a promotion for IHOP National Pancake Day.
Oh.
It's the 13th.
Oh.
Just FYI.
Oh yeah,
All right.
a place
I'll
like
remember
that, of course, is gonna push that everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I'll remember that.
Well, we got an exciting upcoming event around the Rochester community tomorrow night. That's the Cyber Desai's father-daughter dance. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow at Rochester High School. It has changed venues this year from past locations. Cost is $15 per person. Tickets can be purchased from any Cyber member or at the Rochester Center. So if you
Okay.
haven't got your tickets,
Do so
suggest
today.
doing so today, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to that. And I know that's always a very popular event. They've been doing I don't know how many years now.
Oh yeah.
But
It's
I
fun.
always know when it's going on because my Facebook feed blows up that night with a lot of pictures, which is always fun to see. So. Well, at First Federal, we are open today from 8:30 until 5, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download. And whether you got an Android device or iPhone, I was about to say Apple device, but it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Just go to your App Store or your Google Play Store and type in First Federal Savings Bank, look for the white star with the green background, and you're halfway there.
Yeah.
You signed up. So, and our ATM's open 24/7 as well if you need some cash, and if you're traveling over the weekend, maybe you're going to the semi-state up in East Chicago, the wrestling semi-state, to watch the wrestlers. You're going to need some cash, but you're in a location that First Federal doesn't have an ATM. No need to worry. We're part of the MoneyPass network, so that means you can go on moneypass.com, find the other ATMs that are on the MoneyPass network, and you can use one of those ATMs and not get charged a surcharge fee.
There you go.
So, we're offering a really nice CD special right now, 8-month CD at 4.99% annual percentage yield. So come on in and take advantage. We're calling it our winter CD special, even though there's no snow on the ground right now and it's 60 degrees.
You know.
We're still in the winter months. So come on in. We'd be glad to open those certificate of deposit for you. And we got some loan specials going on, but I'm going to hold off on talking about those at this time because I'm going to talk about those with our special guest, Ben Daulton, here in a moment. We offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. Right now, when you open up a new checking account, you get a free gift, which is a sound machine,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. It's if you've never tested one out, it's supposed to help you fall asleep and calm you down. It's got, I think, 6 different sounds on it.
Okay.
It's got the ocean, it's got the forest, it's got white noise, of course.
Did you say sound machine?
Yes, sound machine. Yep, it's
Yeah.
a little. I don't know how big. I brought it in last week, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
I didn't
it's,
remind you this week.
That's
You
all
brought
right.
it in last
That's
week.
all right. So yes, all you gotta do is come in, open up a Simply Free checking account or Simply Free Business checking account if you want one of those, or you can always refer a friend. You can do that in person or online.
Yeah, just tell them Paul's Artman thing.
We also offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lending Breeden for more information. His direct line is 574-223-1716. And if you're thinking about starting to plan for your retirement, want to talk about your IRAs, those type of things, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department, and they can help you get set up and talk with you about any of your financial needs there. We are on all social media channels. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on X or Instagram at FF Banking, like us on LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can see in the archive of the First Federal radio shows from the past 4 years. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and an equal housing lender. Our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
That makes us legal and ready for the fun part of our program, which is we get to talk to our special guest, one of our experienced mortgage loan originators, Mr. Ben Daulton. Morning, Ben.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
You bet.
Yeah, I know you're not a stranger of the program, but it's always nice to have you on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so, how many years have you been at First Federal Savings Bank?
I started here in April of 95, April 24th of 1995, actually. And for those that are counters, that's 28 years, 9 months, and 16 days.
That's right. That's right on the dot there.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, coming up on your 29th work anniversary here.
That's right.
Just a couple months.
I've got some fun facts about that day. The Dow hit a record. Can you guess what it was? It's not anywhere close to what it is.
8,000 something?
No, 4303.98.
Oh, okay.
That was the record. And what it
Wow.
was at yesterday, 38 something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Daryl Strawberry, court ordered to pay $350,000 in back taxes.
He found himself a lot of trouble in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I did a little calculation. That is $717,175 in today's dollars.
Wow.
A little different.
So he's probably glad I paid it then. And not now.
Yeah.
And the #1 song in the U.S., This Is How We Do It,
Mm.
by Montel Jordan.
Still
How
a
about
popular
that?
one.
Yeah. In the party scene, club scene. So yeah, that's been, almost 29 years ago. And when you asked me to do this, I was like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And I thought I'd like to tell everybody a little bit about how I came at the First Federal.
Please do.
I was dumping grain for Wilson's Fertilizer and Grain on Lucas Street here. Tom Wilson saw it in his heart to offer me a job when I got back from Purdue in 1995, or 1994 actually. I started there. I worked 9 months, and then I got home for lunch one day, and there was a voicemail from one Richard E. Belcher, and he said, Ben, this is Dick. We have an opening in the loan department at First Federal. If you're interested, call me. So I called him, and I went in for an interview, and went back for a second interview, and that was 28 years, 9 months, and 16 days ago. So it was pretty cool. I don't think I could spell mortgage when I started. I had a trainer, Craig Hacker. I don't know if there's probably nobody here remembers him, but he taught me everything I know. And Craig, if you're listening, I think you did okay. But it was pretty on the job training. I mean, I didn't know a whole lot. They didn't let me talk to anybody about mortgages until I was there, I think, 6 months. And I learned a lot, had a good time. Rates at that time were similar to what they are now. They were, I think, 8.5, 8 3/4. And for the majority of the time that I've been at the bank, though, they've been 5 or less, for a good majority of the time. So I go to Winamac here Tuesdays and Thursdays. I need a shout out to the girls over there. So we might give them a little love this morning.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a wild ride. So looking forward to another 10, 15 years, however long it takes. So.
Well, time flies when you're having fun, and
Yeah.
having fun is one of our core values at First Federal Savings Bank. And I know working with you, that's something you definitely bring to work every day.
Yeah. Try to laugh a little bit.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, some specials that we have,
let's
I
talk about
guess.
some of our own specials. We got
First
3
time
of them.
home buyer. We've got, let's see, conventional. We've got a first time home buyer deal that basically you don't have to have PMI. If you qualify, you've got.
And what is PMI for everybody out there that might hear that and say, I don't know what PMI is?
That's a good call. Private mortgage insurance is called PMI. When you have less than 20% down, most lenders will require that you have what's called private mortgage insurance. And it's a monthly premium typically that is paid by the borrower. And in this case, it's there in case you default. It's not there for life insurance. It's not there for disability. It's just there in case you default. And in most cases, you have to have that. Well, with this first-time home buyer deal, we don't have to have, but there's minimum requirements. You meet minimum credit standards and minimum 5% down. So we've got a construction special going on too. That is, we've got a really good rate on that. We're offering a quarter off the standard rate. Which you're 6 3/4 now for a conventional fixed 30-year fixed rate loan. So we've got some good deals going on.
And that might be pretty attractive to people looking even to purchase a new home right now. Just the way that the inventory is out there on the housing market. There's still kind of struggle out there with a lot of the inventory. So
yeah, that's a good point. There is not a whole lot out there for people to buy. So I took 2 construction loan applications this week, just because.
Sure. I mean,
that's an option for those that have the other part is trying to find ground to buy.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of that. We're not making any more of it. So
that's a good point.
That's unfortunate that rates are a little bit higher than what we'd like right now, but I think hopefully later this year they'll come down. There's been talk about that, so we'll see. I think that will spur on some activity, but I don't know how you solve the inventory problem. I don't know. There has been some pent-up demand before. I think there's still some of that, but people aren't secure in their job. They don't know what the future is going to hold. They're not going to make any bold moves like put their house on the market or even go buy a house. I get that, but you got to have faith in the process, and these rates will come down. So there's no better time to buy, in my opinion, than now, because you can always refinance. You can always get a lower rate. So take a leap of faith and dive right in.
Kind of marry the house beneath the rate type of thing.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot advertised around, so that's for sure.
Speaking with one of our experienced mortgage loan originators this morning, Ben Daulton, going back to the first-time home buyer, and what I think makes this program unique, or one of the things that makes this program unique, is you don't necessarily have to be a first-time home buyer to qualify for this program.
Correct. You don't have to be. Take all comers. Is it 5% down minimum, and that's we've got there's a 3% down conventional loan, home possible that you have to have qualify for that. It's based on income, but I think we have a multitude of products that can fit just about anybody. So if you're interested in getting pre-qualified, give me a call, give Stacy a call, and we can see what we can do.
Now, is there any fees to get pre-qualified?
No, there's no fee to get pre-qualified. We do collect an application fee, which is $400, which that goes towards your closing costs. And there's certain cases, if you're a first-time home buyer, that's waived, so you don't have to pay that either. So.
Right. And for the premier first-time home buyer, if you're somebody who hasn't owned or had title to a house in 3 years, you can qualify for that as well.
That's our definition. So
yeah.
If you haven't owned a house or held title to ground in the last 3 years, you can do a first-time home buyer deal.
Another popular product we offer that comes up when temperatures are getting warmer and it's getting nicer out is a HELOC, which a lot of people are probably wondering, what was a HELOC? Well, it's a home equity line of credit.
Yeah.
Speak on that a little bit if you don't.
We've got a home equity line of credit. Those have become popular primarily due to everybody's holding on to their 3-4% rate. They don't want to let those go, and I get that. So we have seen a rise in home equities. In fact, I had 6 home equity loan closings this last month.
Oh.
It's probably a record. But so people are looking at alternative ways to do debt consolidation to get the home improvements done that they need, and home equity is a viable tool to do that. The rate is not anywhere near your 3 and 4%,
right.
But typically you're not having a large balance on those, so it's something that you can get paid off in a 5 or 10 year period, hopefully, or if not, when rates come down, you can add that in, combine it with your other debt, and do a debt consolidation loan. So that's one option. We have a fixed rate second mortgage loan.
Mm-hmm. Closed-end second mortgage.
Closed-end second mortgage. Thank you. I'm having an elder moment here. Remember all these terms.
Yeah, we have rates starting as low as 8.5% and 8.864% APR for qualified borrowers for that special. So what's the difference between a closed-end second mortgage and a HELOC?
Home equity line of credit is it's a line of credit, so you have the use it, reuse it availability for 10 years. It's a 20-year loan, so the first 10 years you have the use it, reuse it. So if you have a $20,000 or $20,000 line, let's say you use $5,000, and then 2 years from now you pay that $5,000 off. Your line, you have then another $20,000 available at your disposal, and you have that for the first 10 years. And at the end of the 10 years, you can sign up for another line of credit, or you can just start making regular principal and interest payments on that. The fixed rate second mortgage is just like a straight out note loan. You get a set amount, and then you start making principal and interest payments there the month thereafter. So a little bit of difference, but it just depends on how you want to use the money and how much you need. Depends on which route you go there. So.
But like you mentioned earlier, we have an abundance of loan products to fit about anybody's need.
Yeah, so there's a plethora. I've got, used to be able to keep all this stuff in my mind. And now we have a 60-page loan product guide?
It's pretty big. I don't know the exact number of pages, but
yeah. So I think they do that on purpose. They're trying to test those that have been here a long time, see how good their memory skills are. So.
Well, in your 28 plus years of being a mortgage loan originator for First Coast Savings Bank, you've seen the loan product guide grow. You've seen technology changes.
Technology, I'd say that was probably the biggest change. I was talking to somebody the other day about going on vacation. It used to be I'd come back from vacation and have 2 days worth of returning phone calls. Well, now I don't have phone calls at all. I have emails.
Yeah.
And I can take my computer with me.
Yeah.
So it's helped in that respect, because I dreaded coming back from vacation years ago because I knew I was going to be in my office.
Swamp. This many days just catching up.
But now, you can take your laptop with you. You can keep up on that, and you might be 1,200 miles away, and people don't even know it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Is there anything else you want to plug this morning, Ben?
I would just say, like I said earlier, there's no better time than now to buy a house. I know the rates are a little bit elevated, but give us a call. We'll get you pre-qualified. Come on in. Don't be afraid of the rate. Don't be afraid of property values. Some may think they're a little elevated still, but come on in, jump in.
And how can somebody get a hold of you if they're interested in doing business with you?
They can call my office direct at 223-1757, or myself, 835-0170.
And email?
BenD@firstfederalbanking.com.
There you go. Thanks, Ben, for joining us this morning.
You bet. Thank you, Tanner.
You want to help me with the trivia?
I was gonna say you can jump in on the trivia if you'd like.
I'm going to say, what were the options?
Well, I'll go over the question again for everybody if they might have missed it earlier in the program. In what city is Super Bowl 59 going to be held in next year? Is it Atlanta, New Orleans, Santa Clara, or Los Angeles?
New Orleans.
New Orleans?
I was going to go Atlanta, so I'll stick with Atlanta.
Atlanta? Todd, any guess?
I know what it is.
Okay.
You cheated.
And Ben may be right.
If it is correct, it is New Orleans.
All right.
Which I think that they're regularly in the rotation every few years. And actually, now that LA's got two teams, they're in the rotation. Atlanta and Santa Clara's a new one. Yeah, they're all in the regular rotation. So, but this year's is in Vegas. I should have said that earlier. First time Las Vegas has ever had a Super Bowl, which will be crazy. So, let's close on some words of wisdom. Since it is Super Bowl weekend, I thought this was fitting. This is a quote from Vince Lombardi, who the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi Trophy is named after. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Okay. And I like those words of wisdom. We'll see you guys again next week. And here, Ben, we're going to take you back in time a little bit as we close out the show.
Oh, let me guess.
Yeah.
This is